are watching Reggae Entertainment Lifestyle, and we're about to have a real artistry interview with African Symbol. How you do?
I'm fine. It's a pleasure to be here.
Happy to have you.
Thank you.
You know, I'm about to have a conversation with somebody that I consider a true legend in the music. And we're going to talk about reggae music today.
No, yeah.
So, if you could think back about the first time you got involved in music, when would that be?
Well, my first time getting involved with music, well, my mother used to have a grocery store. Growing up as a kid, coming up, I always fascinated with music. So I asked my bigger brother, can you buy us a record player? And he said, yeah, if you stick to your lesson more and more, then we do so. And then down to the Christmas holiday at that time, he bought us a record player. So we started to buy vinyl from the record shop, playing to my mother's grocery and kind of attract customer to the business place.
Wow.
That's from that time.
If you could count that in years, how far back was that in terms of year, from then till now? Well over?
Many years. At that time I was about 14, 15.
Wow. So from such a young age, you had an interest, you had a love
Right,
for the music.
For the music.
From there, playing in your mother's grocery store or in the shop, where did you go next?
Well, my mother sent me to study electrical engineering. At that time, when I started to do engineering, I put some funds together and set up a little sound system. It was consists of about 4 boxes. In those times, there were like boxes. At that time, they didn't have plywood. They have some box they call bagasse board. Bagasse board is a board that if rain fall and touch it, then it just swell.
Fall apart.
Yeah, fall apart.
Yes, and that's what you had to use at that time.
At that time, every sound system people used to use that. Then, finished engineering, Mama sent me to do another interview. They needed an electrician at the airport. That was Montego Bay Airport at the time. And the department was Civil Aviation Department, run by the government. Right. So I started working there. Then I started to raise some funds and thinking of improving my sound system.
So even working at the airport with civil aviation, you were still thinking about music?
Yeah, I wanted to improve, to have a big sound system. Because in my younger age, when we got holiday, we have a chance to listen to other sound systems.
From that early age, who were some of those sound systems that was motivating you and inspiring you to create your sound?
Well, at that time, you have some sound system coming into Montego Bay from Kingston. You have King Attorney, and you have Tipatone.
My God.
That was the sound system. Yeah, that's where Big Youth come out of.
All right.
And then, in those early days, I always think that I want to have a sound system to compete with those other sound systems. Because in Montego Bay, you used to have a sound named Twilight. And when they come to Montego Bay, they play a lot of dub plate and probably have more connection than this country sound. So they would feel like they win and hey, and then we're there. So in my brain and my head, I want to have a sound system to knock down back those sounds.
Did you eventually get that sound system that could stand up against all of those persons that inspire you?
Yes.
What was that feel? What was the journey like, and what was that feeling like?
Well, it was nice that I complete that journey. But before that, when I have that little small sound system working at the airport, I was tired of going out with sound system, and sometimes you're bringing the boxes to play at a little event. The box is shelling off because rain touch it, and you understand. So at the airport, we used to have some standby generator. And standby generator consists of a lot of oil changing. You know, 45 gallon drums, right?
Yes.
Right, so in our maintenance yard, there's a lot of them throw down in the places. And then I say to my manager, can I get some of these drums? They say yes, and they don't need them because most of the workers them don't need them. So I take about 8 of them, put one drum on the other and weld it on and cut out the speaker space in the first drum and then the other drum. So we have a drum pan sound then.
Drum pan?
Right, so you hear them talk about drum pan sound, you know them lyrics, and me them talking, my sound.
Amazing.
That was African cymbal sound.
But you were determined that you would have a sound that wasn't falling apart, even if it was to take all drum
sound.
Alright.
So in my community, we have a lot of different sound systems. So a lot of time, especially holiday time, I want to compete with them. Like we have an event together. But they always tell me that they have other assignments. People book them, blah, blah, blah. But I understand from some of my friends that no, they don't have no event. They just don't want to play that jump and sound.
Oh, they didn't think you were good enough to play with them.
Jump and sound.
How did you prove them wrong?
No, what happened now, I used to cut dub plate in Kingston from King Tubby.
Ah.
So I go to King Tubby one week, it was a holiday, and I said, cut some dub plate. And then I said to Tubby, you know, I want to keep a session in Montego, but I want to play with some other sound system. But them said they don't want to play with my sound. And Tubby said, but them don't want to play no jump and sound. So we kind of feel embarrassed that way there. And then I say, alright, go and close on the jump and sound. So we close on the jump and sound. And then after close on the jump and sound, after a while, the guy that make speaker box come to me and say, you know, some different boards come into the system. And I say, what they mean? He say, plywood. And he bring me down the hardware and we just buy, then come in some pallets, like 15 one and so I buy about 4. And I give the cabinet guy to make it, and out of that we get about 65 to 70 boxes.
65
to 70 boxes. Speaker box, double 18. So one box you can have 2 speakers.
Some South African singers, when you make 60 odd boxes, for a number of sound man?
No, for myself.
For yourself?
Yeah.
Your sound where you make?
Yeah.
Have 60 odd boxes?
60 odd boxes at the time.
No, they couldn't talk to you.
Right, so,
your drum and sound
so me have a revenge. I want to kill them sound system there.
Make sure.
To fight against my sound.
60 odd.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for part 2 next week when African Symbol speaks about the legend Bob Marley and reggae music. You're watching Reggae Entertainment Lifestyle. Keep it green.